What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the mutant Nick Walker and his latest physique update, which marks 11 days out of this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. Now the fact is, you can say that Nick Walker has a small waistline, especially from the back. And that was the case even in the past as well. But this right here, what we're seeing right now, that is beyond impressive. And I'm gonna say whatever him and his coach are doing, that's definitely working in their favor. Because here is a comparison of how his waistline looked like on the Olympia stage at his last Olympia appearance back in 2022, which by the way was one of his best looks of his entire career, versus this one right now, when he's just a little over a week out from this year's mighty Pittsburgh Pro. Now I know he won't have the same lighting on the stage, but the measurements, they will remain the same. And you guys can just see right here how goddamn impressive he looks. And maybe that gonna improve even more in this next 1 week. And Nick Walker, again, I'm gonna say, is absolutely killing it. So do you guys think Nick will unlock a whole new level in terms of his conditioning as well? Well, he's already looking pretty damn ripped and very dry, which already goes in his favor. And if this prep has told us anything about the mutant, it's his ability to change very fast. And as of right now, it seems like their plan that is being executed to absolute perfection, because they just dropped the hammer at 6 weeks out of this year's Pittsburgh Pro. And ever since then, Nick Walker has been getting better and better with every passing week. Now, if there is anyone who can compare very well against a guy like Derek, especially from the back, it's the mutant, and might be even better than Derek in the lower half, as he has more hamstring development, he has more size, and Nick's freakiness and his muscularity, that is gonna separate him from these other top two guys. Now most of us were kind of disappointed with his New York Pro package, which we saw from him last year, and he's trying to bring something similar to what he brought back at the Arnold 2021, which was his second only year as an IFBB Pro, and where he created history by winning the Arnold on his first try. So after looking at this update, what are your expectations from the mutant? Can he beat a guy like Derek? And what are his chances against Martin Fitzwater? Fuel your workouts with the best supplements in the game and use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have a 9 days out physique update from Michael Krizo. So how can you not see him in that top 4 at this year's Pittsburgh Pro? He's literally one of the most detailed and one of the most freaky guy in any kind of lineup. And counting him out, even for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, which has a very deep lineup, I believe that is going to be a mistake. And the way Krizo has been able to recover from that shoulder injury, and he was able to come back so damn fast, where it looks like he's going to be at his all-time best in 7 to 8 days time. This should 100% be appreciated and applauded. So why it will be difficult for Krizo to crack top 3? Well, I'm going to say because of his front relaxed. That is probably one of his weakest shots. And the reason is he has kind of a wide waistline, so he's unable to make a good V-taper and also a good fast impression on the judges. And the biggest strength of Michael Krizo, which is his most muscular shot, that unfortunately comes last. That is the last mandatory, and by that time, Krizo would have already lost multiple shots against all the top 3 guys, because the fact is none of us expect him to beat any of those top 3 guys, Martin, Nick and Derek. And we can potentially add William Bonac in there as well, especially in those back shots. And I think Bonac is gonna compare extremely well in the side shots as well. Now, that being said, Krizo can certainly be the most ripped and the most conditioned guy on that stage, especially in certain areas, like for instance his arms, his biceps, his shoulders, and they are already looking out of this world. But we have to keep another thing in perspective, that this is his first show after that injury, and also his first show with his new coach George Farrell. So he's definitely gonna make it to this year's Olympia stage. There is zero doubt about that. But he's gonna have to do a bunch of shows, because the chances of him winning a show like the Pittsburgh Pro, or I'm gonna say potentially the New York Pro as well, they are very, very little. Next up is the physique update from Terrence Ruffin. So there is no caption under his most recent post, but based on that look, this must be a recent one. So Terrence is quickly becoming one of the most formidable and one of the most classic looking physique in that entire division And this is just because of the amount of muscle, the new muscle, that he has been able to pack on in this past 1.5 years, which is making his flow look a lot more impressive. And also he's looking way more classic this time around. He knows he needs more hamstrings, and he's gonna have some time to really focus on them once he's done with a bunch of shows that he wants to do in these upcoming weeks. Now, I for one cannot understand just a little bit, and I have no idea why people keep on asking him to do the 212. He simply doesn't belong in that division. Most of these top classic physique guys, they just do not have the same level of muscularity or the size as some of those guys in the 212 who are so thickly built. And in all honesty, and the reality of things is that, what's even the point of going up against such a dominant champion like Hyun Pearson when everybody knows already that he's gonna win anyway, and the man is just so damn unbeatable. Now on the other hand, Terrence has a very real shot at winning the Classic Physique Olympia title this year, and his track record definitely proves that. He has been a 2-times runner-up, a 2-times Arnold champion, and this time he's coming back after more than 1.5 years. But before that, he has to win this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, and that too with perfect scores, to send a very clear-cut message that he's coming for that Olympia title next. So those are definitely some of the most detailed quads in the entire Classic Physique division right now. And from all these updates, Terrence is gonna be 100% on for this one. Next up, we have an update from the reigning Miss Olympia champion, Samson Dao. So a whole lot of training philosophies, they have come out in the past few years. People using different kind of splits in their workouts. But the fact is, Samson has always dedicated one day to his arms. And with all the bro science out there, that the arms do not require much volume. Samson, on the other hand, he trains them as any other body part. So if we look at his physique, from 2021 to this year now, his arms have came up tremendously. So just one more week left for Samson Dao before he starts his off-season officially and he gets back on the protocol. And that off-season is gonna start after this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. And despite losing the Arnold Ohio this year to Derek, that did not force him to change his plans. In fact, previously, he used to take 8 weeks off, but this time, it will be 10 weeks, totally and completely off everything. And if you have been following Samson Dao, you know that he's gonna blow back up to 330 pounds in no time. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Samson Dao is kind of in a tricky situation, especially after this past Arnold Ohio. Now, don't get me wrong, he looked extremely impressive at the Arnold finals, and yet, he still lost to Derek. And that means that the Olympia 2024 look, that probably won't be enough to successfully defend his Olympia title this year. He doesn't need to bring any more size, just more detail and more separation in order to win that one show that truly matters. And for that, he's gonna have to suffer extra hard to get that extra bit of conditioning. So Samson Dao saying he's totally off while looking like this, the way he does right now, that just triggers a lot of people. But the fact is, there just isn't another guy in the pro ranks who can maintain a 300 pounds lean physique while being totally dependent just on the food. And that is just nuts. So Good Vito was spotted in that famous MI40 gym, which is owned by Ben Pekulski. So what's the similarity between Good Vito and Ben? Just like Vito, Ben had some of the best legs in the bodybuilding world. Especially if you look back at the prime of Ben Pekulski, he also shared those same traits. And he was notorious for training his legs extremely hard. And that kind of showed on his physique. So let's hope Good Vito posts some pictures or videos while being so close to stepping on the stage in this gym. Because we know it has some of the best lighting out there. So Good Vito is probably gonna shut the season down after this year's Pittsburgh Pro. He is already qualified for the Olympia this year, and he has been dieting for months now. So a break is definitely needed in order for him to set himself for another mini off season before the prep officially starts for the Olympia this year. Now the fact is, Good Vito is nowhere to be seen among the top 4 predictions for this year's Pittsburgh Pro, and that is because he is gonna lose a lot of ground in the side as well as in the back shots. Now Vito was in a phenomenal condition for this past Arnold Brazil. Now we expect him to bring that same look with more fullness, especially in the upper half. But one thing where we can all agree on is that he's probably gonna have the best legs in that entire show. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.